Okay, let's load this back up. In the future, when people watch these videos, the cool thing about this, as opposed to like say trying to study group thought processes and how people's brains all uh, interact and react to the groups and stuff. When you look at it historically, like watching this commercial right now with this selling the house and having the phone and people take pictures of selling the house, open door, right? Okay. Now they're going to have, in this arrest or whatever, they're going to have, they're going to show people in the future, this is Earl. He's the Ark of the Covenant. He's the one that they called the Savior, like Jesus Christ and King David. And here's what Earl was trying to get them to do, which we're doing now. And here's what they were doing. Okay. And well, how did we get like that? Why were we so insane? What was wrong? How was the brain activity doing this? And it's when you understand things in a humble manner and you engage in a humble manner, you don't get together. Because when you watch the Big Bang Theory here, see, they have these different sets and there's a studio audience and these kids dress up in these clothes and then they pretend to be these three people that they're not. And they're going to Howard's house, right? They're gonna knock there, and everybody, and you'll see there, and Penny sleeping on the couch, and Sheldon gets up to try to almost sit on her because she's in a spot, and he turns the stuff into paste and all that stuff. It's just people pretending to be something they're not for propaganda, just to distract you and indoctrinate you. Okay, and Sheldon is a supervillain. Okay. You watch the TV show, it shows that, okay? He wins the Nobel Prize for super asymmetry, but he worked on a guidance system that mass murders people for the military. Okay. But in the show, he wins the Nobel Prize, something he always wanted to do. It's the climax. Precious and few are the moments we two can share. Climax. Okay. Wasn't that the name of the band? He was on another band too, like two other bands before that. You sing other songs, but yeah. And if I can't find my way back home, it just wouldn't be fair. 'Cause precious and through are the moments we two can share. Right, baby, it's you. Right, I like that song. I have it on my phone. I mean, my MP3. But so we're going to okay be able to go back through and have people when they're wondering what's happening here, why are we dealing with this, and they'll be able to go back and say, here's what Earl was doing. We've been doing this for 15 years, and there's private video blogs that the military has that none of you guys have access to, but maybe we'll need to watch them later to help us get through, whatever we're getting through. What people are going through psychosis, people going big, large psychotic breaks. Why were they doing this? What was it? So who knows? I don't know. I hope once we make them, we can just go, okay, that was not nice, and let's just forget about it, and let's just put it away, and let's just pretend that we're the skinny blonde girl on the Big Bang Theory, jumping up and down on the bed, right? So, it's weird. Watching people do things so archaically and then put them on rewind and syndication and then just keep. And if you notice, you watch the TV stations, right? They have Big Bang Theory on MTV. And then they have Lily, Let's Fight Like Hell for Your Life. And they have these different commercials that pertain more to that age group. And then you go to the Grit, and it's got insurance and the buck helps you, with the provincial or whatever and stuff. And so you got all these, and then get buy gold. It's part of your portfolio. And so you see how the advertising is geared toward the demographic of how to keep you stupid. And here's what to do to engage in stupid. And let's just stay stupid because, support your local gunfighter, right? And so support your local sheriff. And so you sit and you watch and you're just like, oh my goodness. And the commercials are, like I said, they're hideous. When you see that one with the woman, I had a dream that you died. Now you can get $2 million a month. Oh, that'd be great, honey. You sit and watch it. It's like, this is horrible. And it hasn't changed since Moliere and Tartuffe. Right? Like, you think they could have figured it out by then and then explained it to themselves and no longer done stuff like this. But you don't. You go back. They make movies for entertainment. Okay. A German movie about the last 3 hours of Hitler's life. They make movies. There's constant on the History Network. Hitler's this, Hitler's that, Hitler's this, Hitler and the Nazis, Hitler this, Hitler Nazis this, Hitler in the Holocaust, Hitler in the Stalags and the Hitler in the concentration camps. It's like, how many times do we have to watch this for entertainment, and why do we have to indoctrinate more children with this kind of intolerable, disgusting thought process that is nothing like King David and nothing like Jesus of Nazareth and nothing like Muhammad of Mecca? Yet all these people and these corporations are supposed to be a part of these major religions that are supposed to live forgiven, debt-free lives and be faithful to an omnipotent God and love one another in eternal peace, right? But yet people line up to audition for TV shows and then feel successful because they hold products and food hostage and then destroy the environment and the conflict over the holding it hostage. And it's like Richard Dawkins, didn't that happen with the Egyptians when they created gold as they invented gold as a form of creation that is more valuable than what we need from creation to exist and procreate and love? When they gave the gold for the grain that was stole by the rain, which would help me. I think I got an injury to my brain. And you see what I'm saying? It's just, so it's like, yeah. Whew. And then Suzuki, I was like, why am I doing this? He goes, we're doing things your way, Earl. And the more exacerbated you can stand being, they think they have these things that are called like good stress. Right? What's good stress? Being able to realize that you need to get the fuck out of the house when it's on fire or when a boulder's running towards you, get out of the way. That's good stress, right? Okay. That's about it, right? Okay, I've got to win. Do 60 seconds, stay against the wall for 30 minutes, have your abs ready to break out of stand on your head for 6 hours, and then learn to kick somebody's head off their shoulders, and then learn to kick their ball sack to the back of their tailbone. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? They're crazy. Okay, it's not that hard. Crazy. And if you were crazy, would you be? I'm going to go watch the Seven Samurai, the Seven Monkeys, the Seven Magnificent Seven, the Seven of the Middle. And I've watched Magnificent Seven, and there was a mild entertainment value when we all had brain damage and brain injuries and thought we were doing the right thing, even though it was obvious if you could read Jesus, we're not, right? Okay, so therefore, there's no excuse anymore for the brain injuries and the way we're behaving. Okay? There shouldn't be any reason to be manipulated or to manipulate what's happening with this young blonde girl and then Penny coming and then these guys coming and lining up all her stuff for marketing, indoctrination, home invasion, manipulation, prostitution, intoxication, suicide. Some say there's no God. It's a mad, mad world, And so when we all wouldn't sit there and go, oh my gosh, I wish I could do Penny like 400 times on Sundays. And oh, she's so hot, right? You wouldn't sit there and think that way because she wouldn't have a virtual presence in her house through that Wi-Fi thing that Howard and Roger are working on. Right? Forgive debt and trespass. And it's very important. Okay? About the forgive trespass thing. That's muy importante. Forgive us our debt as we forgive our debtors. It's very important. Okay? Now, they trespassed on your father before he was even born. They did it with David, they did it with Jesus, they did it with Moses, and they did it with Earl. Well, you'll find history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. And I never deaded and treaded past it on anybody in the Quorum of the 12, the Vatican, or the Pentagon. But they've all deaded and trespassed on me, and they're still dreading and trespassing on me. And I still will not get up and engage in their stuff, won't join the Temple Set Illuminati, won't take $2 million a year to say, okay, it's okay to go ahead and dead and trespass, yeah. Because we all want to screw Penny. It's like, no, we don't. We all want Penny to be loved and loved in return if we're men. Okay, if you think you're an animal, you behave like an animal. If you treat people like an animal, they will act like an animal. Do you understand? When Alex goes after Leonard, and Sheldon tells Alex that she's a slave to her biological functions and she is an animal and cannot understand and control them. He says the same thing to Regina King's character. And Regina King's character is more pragmatic and intelligent to realize we're human beings and we're not animals, Mr. Cooper, Dr. Cooper. Okay? Human beings can discern between being an animal and controlling themselves and respecting other people as human beings instead of just, she's in heat, let's go fuck her. Okay? I'm in heat, let's make pups. Right? Okay? So Regina King's character is more intelligent than the Nobel Prize winner in that scenario. But in this scenario, forgive, debt, and trespass, and love one another, eternal faithful peace. We won't have to worry about Leonard's supervillain character using guidance systems and surveillance systems to endorse insanity and enforce insanity on, let's call it law enforcement. Assholes. I'm going to load this one up. Okay. And so the technology is doing its thing. Okay. And if people want to deny us the Lord's Prayer for children to live in loving peace, when the technology has to exterminate them, they are getting exactly what they deserve. Finally, it's taken a long fucking time, but they did it to themselves. I asked them numerous times, please join me in sharing the Lord's Prayer on these communication devices. Está aquí hoy. I started 15 fucking years ago. It's not time to live the Lord's Prayer yet. We'll help the technology reflect actual humble intelligence, so you don't mistake it for supreme intelligence, and you don't mistake intelligence for what you're doing as opposed to what I'm doing. Does that everybody help with your not in sex boxes? Okay, guys, love you very much, man. Peace.